And that was all done because we were forgiven. We were forgiven. Oh my gosh. And but that's the beautiful thing about grace. And we talked about like nobody is ever perfect. And the beautiful thing about it all is that we don't have to be perfect, and that's okay. There's so many religions out there that teach that like you gotta be this good person. You gotta keep, if you're a good person, then God's gonna love you. Then you're gonna be accepted. And that is quite honestly just such the opposite of it. Like the truth of it is that what was done on the cross was that so that when God looked at us, he would see his son, and he would see his perfect son. And so we may not be perfect, but in God's eyes, because of that sacrifice that was made, we're made perfect. And that is just, it takes such a weight off my shoulders, knowing that like, okay, I'm going to mess up tomorrow. I'm going to mess up probably when I go home tonight. Like it's inevitable, but it's okay because, and there's a balance between, okay, staying in this constant sin and, like we talked about, like staying in or getting out, and conviction and shame. But the truth of it all is that like you really, to understand what perfection is, to understand what forgiveness is, you have to look at the cross. You have to look at the story of Jesus Christ. And I think that's it at the end of the day.
Yeah. I mean, it's what is sin?
Yeah.
Like the definition of the word sin comes from, it's the Greek word, which is missing the mark. That's what sin means.
I haven't heard that.
Sin is missing the mark. So like the verse that goes, all have sinned and come short of the glory of God. That's what it literally means. You came short of that perfect mark. It's like you're aiming, but you just missed.
Wow.
So sin doesn't have to be like, broke all the 10 commandments, and all that stuff. No, sin is just trying to do your best and failing a little bit.
Yeah.
Like, okay, bad. I fail at doing my very best. I mean, all you can do is try your best. All have sinned and come short. We've all come short of the glory of God, which is the perfection of God.
Yeah.
But what did Jesus teach? All he did was he picked up Mary Magdalene, or, the girl that was getting stoned, and just said, go and sin no more.
Yeah.
It's like, try again.
Yeah.
Just get up.
Yeah.
Every day is another chance to aim a little better, a little better.
Yeah.
That high calling, right?
Yeah.
And I feel like adulting as Christians, is to really have that relationship with God where we are able to hear what is our calling, and just aim for that and not be afraid of not letting fear of others, fear of the opinions of man, stand in the way, or cause you to aim off. Just keep aiming.
Yeah. You're so right, and I love that. And it's so easy to fall into just like this, like we said, just like this constant like try. And I think like even in my personal life, I try, or like, okay, I'll stop. I'll do better next time, stuff like that. And I think I've come to realize that like the only way to like get through that, and the only way to truly just like get better, is like to really just surrender it.
Yeah.
To really surrender it. Because the truth is, we're going to keep on messing up. We're going to keep on messing up. And the only way that we do any good, and the only way that we can even, have the ability to, go out and do what you're doing and do any good is because of the Holy Spirit that's living in us. And I don't know, it's powerful.
The first feeling that comes to mind when you think of freedom, to me, it's joy.
Mm.
You know, and there's that verse, the joy of the Lord is your strength.
Yeah.
Joy.
Yeah. I just wanted to say thanks for so much for coming on. I like to end the conversation with this question. What would you tell, if you could go back in time and you had a time machine, what would you tell little Eden?
Wow.
What advice would you give to her?
Fear less and love more.
Mm.
Yeah. Follow your joy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Fear less and love more. Stay curious. I think there's a huge correlation between love and curiosity. A lot of people that interpret Jesus' words about becoming a little child, you got to become a little child to go to heaven, and talk about, you know, a child is innocent and pure, but I think a child is curious above all else.
Yeah.
You know, and just seeing the world with wonder. Because when you're curious, you're in a place of love.
Yeah.
You know, so to stay in love with life and just follow your joy.
I love
And
that.
don't let the things that are not joyful bring you down.
I love it. I love it.
Yeah.
I love it. Where can people find you?
Oh, well, I'm on Instagram and Facebook, but if you want to, if you guys want to shoot me an email, just say hi@EdenMoody.com.
Hi@EdenMoody.com.
Hi@EdenMoody.com. I love responding to people and hearing their stories and just building that one-on-one relationship. You know, the social media platforms come and go. You never know what's going to be the next big thing, but go ahead and reach out. I'm a real person. I'd love to hear from you.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Well, we love you, Eden. We thanks so much for coming on.
Thank you so
Appreciate it
much for having me.